Tired of bland supermarket tomatoes? Want to experience the burst of flavor only heirloom tomatoes can deliver? Then this guide is for you. Imagine biting into a juicy, flavorful heirloom tomato, bursting with sunshine and sweetness. I'm here to equip you with the knowledge and skills to cultivate these delicious gems in your garden, transforming your meals with a taste of pure delight. Heirloom tomatoes are the treasures of the gardening world, representing varieties that have been passed down through generations, unchanged by modern hybridization. These remarkable fruits offer an incredible spectrum of flavors, colors, and textures that simply cannot be found in commercial varieties. Unlike their supermarket counterparts, heirloom tomatoes are open-pollinated, meaning you can save seeds from your harvest and grow the exact same variety year after year. The diversity of heirloom varieties is, honestly, truly astounding. You'll find everything from the deep, rich flavors of purple-black Cherokee purples to the sweet, tropical notes of yellow pineapple tomatoes. Brandywine tomatoes, perhaps the most famous heirloom variety, offer an intense, wine-like flavor that just melts in your mouth with the perfect balance of sweetness and acidity. And, for those seeking something truly unique, green zebra tomatoes provide a tangy, slightly tart flavor profile with striking green and yellow striped skin that adds visual drama to any dish. When selecting varieties for your garden, you'll want to consider your climate, the length of your growing season, and how you plan to use your tomatoes. Determinate varieties like San Marzano are perfect for sauce making and tend to ripen all at once, while indeterminate varieties like Mortgage Lifter just keep producing throughout the season. Large beefsteak types such as German Johnson are ideal for slicing, while, smaller varieties like Black Cherry make excellent snacking tomatoes. The key is to choose varieties that excite your palate and match your gardening goals. The secret to growing exceptional heirloom tomatoes really begins with your soil. These flavor-packed fruits are heavy feeders that demand rich, well-draining soil with plenty of organic matter. Start by testing your soil pH, since tomatoes thrive in slightly acidic to neutral conditions between 6.0 and 7.0. If your soil is too alkaline, you can incorporate sulfur or organic matter like pine needles to lower the pH naturally. Transform your garden bed into a tomato paradise by working in generous amounts of compost-aged manure and other organic amendments. I recommend adding at least 2 to 3 inches of compost across your entire planting area, working it into the top 8 to 10 inches of soil. This organic matter not only provides essential nutrients but also improves soil structure, creating the perfect environment for robust root development. Consider creating raised beds if your soil has drainage issues, or if you're working with heavy clay. Raised beds warm up faster in spring, provide excellent drainage, and give you complete control over soil composition. Whether you're working with existing soil or building raised beds, just make sure your planting area receives at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. Heirloom tomatoes are sun lovers, and adequate light exposure is crucial for developing their signature complex flavors. Timing is everything when it comes to planting heirloom tomatoes. So, you'll want to wait until all danger of frost has passed and soil temperatures are consistently at 60 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. In most regions, that means planting about 2 to 3 weeks after the last frost date. Starting with healthy seedlings, whether you've grown them from seed indoors or picked them up from a reputable nursery, really gives your tomatoes the best chance for success. Proper spacing is, honestly, crucial for healthy growth and disease prevention. Plant your tomatoes about 24 to 36 inches apart in rows that are spaced 3 to 4 feet apart. This generous spacing allows for adequate air circulation, which is super important for preventing fungal diseases that can devastate tomato crops. When planting, go ahead and bury about 2/3 of the stem, including some of those lower leaves. Tomatoes have this remarkable ability to develop roots along their buried stems, creating a stronger, more extensive root system that'll better support the plant throughout the growing season. Install support structures at planting time to avoid disturbing roots later. Whether you choose sturdy tomato cages, wooden stakes, or trellising systems, providing adequate support is essential for indeterminate heirloom varieties that can reach heights of 6 feet or more. Strong support prevents branches from breaking under the weight of heavy fruit and keeps tomatoes off the ground, reducing the risk of disease and pest damage. Consistent, deep watering is the cornerstone of successful heirloom tomato cultivation. These plants prefer steady moisture levels rather than the feast or famine cycle that leads to problems like blossom end rot and cracking. Aim to provide 1 to 2 inches of water per week, including rainfall, focusing on delivering water directly to the root zone rather than wetting the foliage. Implement a drip irrigation system or soaker hoses if possible, as these methods deliver water efficiently while keeping leaves dry. If hand watering is your only option, water early in the morning to allow any moisture on leaves to dry quickly, reducing disease risk. Apply a thick layer of organic mulch around your plants, keeping it several inches away from the stem. Good mulch options include straw-shredded leaves or grass clippings, which help retain soil moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. Fertilizing heirloom tomatoes requires a thoughtful approach that supports both vegetative growth and fruit development. Begin with a balanced organic fertilizer at planting time, then transition to a lower nitrogen, higher phosphorus and potassium fertilizer once flowering begins. Over-fertilizing with nitrogen can result in lush foliage at the expense of fruit production. Side dress your plants every 3 to 4 weeks with compost or well-aged manure, and consider supplementing with organic fertilizers like fish emulsion or kelp meal for an extra nutrient boost. Prevention is your first line of defense against the various challenges that can affect heirloom tomatoes. Many common problems can be avoided through proper cultural practices, including adequate spacing, proper watering techniques, and maintaining good garden hygiene. Remove any fallen fruit or diseased plant material promptly, and avoid working in your tomato patch when plants are wet to prevent spreading fungal diseases. Companion planting offers natural protection while maximizing your garden space. Plant basil near your tomatoes to help repel certain insects while enhancing the flavor of nearby tomatoes. Marigolds can help deter nematodes and other soil-dwelling pests, while nasturtiums act as trap crops for aphids and cucumber beetles. Avoid planting tomatoes near black walnut trees or in areas where other nightshade family crops were grown the previous year to prevent disease issues. It's important to monitor your plants regularly for signs of common problems like hornworms, which can, quickly defoliate plants if left unchecked. These large green caterpillars are often easier to spot by looking for their droppings on leaves below where they're feeding. Honestly, handpicking is often the most effective control method for home gardens. For diseases like early blight or septoria leaf spot, make sure you provide good air circulation and consider applying organic fungicides preventively if these diseases have been problematic in your area previously. Stay vigilant for nutrient deficiencies that can mimic disease symptoms. Yellowing lower leaves often indicate natural aging or nitrogen deficiency, while blossom end rot appears as dark, sunken spots on the bottom of fruits and typically results from inconsistent watering rather than disease. Understanding these differences helps you respond appropriately and maintain healthy, productive plants throughout the growing season. Growing exceptional heirloom tomatoes is both an art and a science, requiring attention to detail but rewarding you with flavors that will, honestly, transform your culinary experiences. By selecting appropriate varieties, preparing rich soil, providing consistent care, and staying vigilant against potential problems, you'll be well on your way to harvesting the most delicious tomatoes you've ever tasted. Remember, each variety has its own personality and requirements, so don't be afraid to experiment and discover which heirloom tomatoes perform best in your unique growing conditions. If you found this guide helpful, please subscribe to Smart Garden for more in-depth gardening tutorials and share this video with fellow gardeners who are ready to elevate their tomato growing game. Your garden, and your taste buds, will thank you for making the switch to these incredible heirloom varieties.